Welcome to Bible Quiz Tube. Bible enthusiasts, put your knowledge to test with today's Bible quiz on the New Testament of the Bible, featuring 25 carefully crafted questions and answers that will test your understanding of the Bible. Get ready to dive deep and see how many questions you can answer correctly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a quiz. Share your scores in the comments below. Let the quiz begin. Question 1. What is the first commandment with a promise? A. Remember the Sabbath day. B. Do not lie. C. Honor your father and mother. D. Love the Lord your God. The correct answer is C. Honor your father and mother. The explanation. Ephesians chapter 6 verses 2-3. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. This commandment connects family respect with divine blessing. Question 2. In which book do we find the phrase God was manifest in the flesh? A. Colossians. B. Romans. C. Hebrews. D. 1 Timothy. The correct answer is D. 1 Timothy. The explanation. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16 states, "Great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifest in the flesh." This key biblical passage emphasizes the incarnation of Christ as a central Christian doctrine, describing how divine nature took on human form to accomplish redemption. Question 3. Which book comes after Titus in the New Testament? A. Hebrews. B. Philemon. C. 2 Thessalonians. D. 1 Timothy. The correct answer is B. Philemon. The explanation. In the traditional ordering of the New Testament, Philemon follows Titus and precedes Hebrews. This short letter from Paul addresses a specific situation involving a runaway slave, demonstrating how gospel principles apply to social relationships. Question 4. Why does Paul discipline his body and keep it under control according to 1 Corinthians chapter 9? A. So that he won't be disqualified after preaching to others. B. To attain spiritual visions. C. To be more spiritual. D. So others won't stumble. The correct answer is A. So that he won't be disqualified after preaching to others. The explanation. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 27 states, "I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others I myself should be disqualified." Paul uses athletic imagery to emphasize spiritual discipline and integrity, showing the importance of practicing what one preaches. Question 5. Which city was referred to as Sodom and Egypt in the book of Revelation? A. Babylon. B. Rome. C. Jerusalem. D. Pergamum. The correct answer is C. Jerusalem. The explanation. Revelation chapter 11 verse 8 refers to the great city, which is figuratively called Sodom and Egypt, where also their Lord was crucified. This identifies Jerusalem through the crucifixion reference. The symbolic names represent spiritual corruption and oppression. Question 6. In which New Testament book does it say, "Even the demons believe and tremble"? A. James. B. 1 John. C. Romans. D. 1 Peter. The correct answer is A. James. The explanation. James chapter 2 verse 19 declares, "You believe that God is one, you do well, even the demons believe and tremble." This biblical statement appears in James's discussion about the relationship between faith and works, emphasizing that intellectual belief alone is insufficient for salvation. Question 7. Which book mentions the archangel Michael disputing over the body of Moses? A. Revelation. B. Jude. C. 2 Peter. D. Hebrews. The correct answer is B. Jude. The explanation. Jude chapter 1 verse 9 records, "But when the archangel Michael, contending with the devil, was disputing about the body of Moses, he did not presume to pronounce a blasphemous judgment." This rare reference draws from Jewish tradition to illustrate appropriate spiritual conduct even in confrontation. Question 8. Who was the high priest before whom Paul apologized for speaking harshly? A. Annas. B. Caiaphas. C. Gamaliel. D. Ananias. The correct answer is D. Ananias. The explanation. Acts chapter 23 verses 2 to 5 recounts Paul's appearance before the Sanhedrin, where Ananias ordered him struck. When rebuked for insulting the high priest, Paul apologized, saying, "I did not know that he was the high priest, for it is written, 'You shall not speak evil of a ruler of your people.'" Question 9. Who did Paul refer to as his true son in the faith? A. Timothy. B. Silas. C. Titus. D. Luke. The correct answer is A. Timothy. The explanation. 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 2 begins, "To Timothy, my true son in the faith." This term reflects the deep spiritual mentorship between Paul and Timothy. Though not his biological son, Timothy received Paul's spiritual heritage and carried his ministry forward. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 10. What event caused Paul and Silas's prison doors to open? A. A Roman decree. B. An earthquake. C. A fire. D. An angelic visitation. The correct answer is B. An earthquake. The explanation. Acts chapter 16 verse 26 records, "Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were opened and everyone's chains were loosed." This divine intervention occurred while Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns. Question 11. Who was a seller of purple cloth from Thyatira? A. Damaris. B. Priscilla. C. Lydia. D. Tabitha. The correct answer is C. Lydia. The explanation. Acts chapter 16 verse 14 describes a woman named Lydia from the city of Thyatira, a seller of purple goods, who was a worshiper of God. As the first European convert, Lydia represents the gospel's expansion beyond Asia Minor and the important role of women in the early church. Question 12. In which book does Paul boast about escaping in a basket? A. Romans. B. Acts. C. Galatians. D. 2 Corinthians. The correct answer is D. 2 Corinthians. The explanation. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 33 states, "I was let down in a basket through a window in the wall and escaped his hands." This incident, also mentioned in Acts chapter 9 verse 25, appears in Paul's boasting passage where he recounts his sufferings to establish his authentic apostleship. Question 13. What do Christians wrestle against according to Ephesians? A. Principalities and powers. B. The Pharisees. C. Human nature. D. The flesh. The correct answer is A. Principalities and powers. The explanation. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 teaches, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age." This key teaching reveals the spiritual nature of Christian conflict and the need for spiritual armor. Question 14. Paul said, "Every matter must be established by the testimony of A. The Holy Spirit. B. One prophet. C. The church leaders. D. 2 or 3 witnesses." The correct answer is D. 2 or 3 witnesses. The explanation. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 1 states, "Every matter must be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses." Paul quotes Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 15, applying this Old Testament judicial principle to church discipline, emphasizing fairness and thoroughness in addressing accusations. Question 15. Which church was said to be neither hot nor cold in Revelations? A. Sardis. B. Laodicea. C. Philadelphia. D. Thyatira. The correct answer is B. Laodicea. The explanation. Revelation chapter 3 verses 15 to 16 states, "I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. So then, because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will vomit you out of my mouth." This rebuke addresses spiritual complacency and self-satisfaction in the church at Laodicea. Question 16. Which part of the armor of God is used to extinguish the flaming arrows of the evil one? A. Sword of the Spirit. B. Helmet of salvation. C. Shield of faith. D. Breastplate of righteousness. The correct answer is C. Shield of faith. The explanation. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 16 instructs, "Take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one." This imagery illustrates how faith protects believers from spiritual attacks, particularly doubts and temptations sent by Satan. Question 17. Which gospel uniquely records the washing of the disciples' feet? A. Luke. B. Matthew. C. Mark. D. John. The correct answer is D. John. The explanation. John chapter 13 verse 5 records, "Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet." This powerful demonstration of servanthood appears only in John's Gospel. Jesus uses this act to exemplify the humble service he expects from his followers. Question 18. Why does Paul choose to forego his rightful privileges as an apostle? A. So that he will not hinder the gospel of Christ. B. Because he is self-sufficient. C. Because he despises wealth. D. To boast in his poverty. The correct answer is A. So that he will not hinder the gospel of Christ. The explanation. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 12 states, "We did not use this right. On the contrary, we put up with anything rather than hinder the gospel of Christ." Paul willingly sacrificed legitimate privileges to remove any potential barrier to the gospel's reception. Question 19. What is the name of the man who carried Jesus' cross? A. Barabbas. B. Nicodemus. C. Simon of Cyrene. D. Joseph of Arimathea. The correct answer is C. Simon of Cyrene. The explanation. Matthew chapter 27 verse 32 records, As they were going out, they met a man from Cyrene, named Simon, and they forced him to carry the cross. This seemingly chance encounter made Simon a participant in one of history's most significant events. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 20. Which apostle is described as the brother of the Lord? A. John, B. James, C. Peter, D. Jude. The correct answer is B. James. The explanation. Galatians chapter 1 verse 19 mentions James, the Lord's brother. This James became a prominent leader in the Jerusalem church after initially doubting Jesus, John chapter 7 verse 5. His transformation demonstrates how Jesus' resurrection changed skeptics into believers. Question 21. How many I am statements of Jesus are found in the Gospel of John? A. 5, B. 8, C. 10, D. 7. The correct answer is D. 7. The explanation. John records 7 metaphorical I am statements: bread of life, light of the world, door, good shepherd, resurrection and life, way, truth, life, and true vine. These declarations reveal Jesus' divine nature and mission through powerful symbolic language. Question 22. Paul urges believers to pray in the Spirit when? A. On all occasions. B. When tempted. C. In the early morning. D. Only at church. The correct answer is A. On all occasions. The explanation. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 18 instructs, "Pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests." This Bible verse follows the armor of God passage, emphasizing prayer's essential role in spiritual warfare and continuous communion with God. Question 23. In the parable of the 10 virgins, what did the foolish ones lack? A. Faith, B. Lamps, C. Oil, D. Patience. The correct answer is C. Oil. The explanation. Matthew chapter 25 verse 3 states, "The foolish ones took their lamps but did not take any oil with them." In this parable about readiness for Christ's return, oil represents spiritual preparedness. The foolish virgins' lack of preparation led to their exclusion. Question 24. What metaphor does Paul use to describe the Christian life? A. A harvest in the field. B. A race. C. A climb up a mountain. D. A war with darkness. The correct answer is B. A race. The explanation. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 24 states, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it." Paul uses this athletic metaphor to emphasize the need for discipline, focus, and perseverance in the Christian life. Question 25. Fathers are told not to provoke their children to anger, but to bring them up in what? A. The discipline and instruction of the Lord. B. Fear and trembling. C. Wisdom and understanding. D. Respect and discipline. The correct answer is A. The discipline and instruction of the Lord. The explanation. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4 instructs, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." This balanced approach combines loving guidance with clear boundaries, fostering spiritual growth while avoiding harsh parenting. Congratulations on completing all the questions. Thank you for joining us on today's quiz here on Bible QuizTube. Your engagement, every comment, like, and shared insight makes this community truly special. Together, we grow closer to God's Word with every question answered. Did today's questions challenge you? Share your score and thoughts in the comments. Your insight could inspire someone else and light the way for others. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for tough Bible quizzes, trivia, and encouragement that inspire and challenge. Have a question or topic you'd love us to explore? Drop it in the comments. Your curiosity shapes the content we create and helps us grow together. Remember, every question brings us one step closer to understanding His truth. Until next time, may His Word guide your steps and light your path. See you in the next challenging Bible quiz. Stay blessed.